So there is like this book that I'm listening to right now, and yeah, it's called Sefer Yetzirah. It's one of my favorite books, the Book of Creation, and it was Abraham Lincoln's favorite book, and it talks about the 72 letters, the names of God, and also how creation was created. And that is so beautiful because he narrows it down to the elements, the fire, the water, the earth, the air, and the ether, and also God consciousness and the different realms that exist, and how eventually from the known material, from the spiritual world, it became the physical world. And how there is two substances today. What I was listening to is like there is a realm that is like water, they fluctuates, it can move, it can change. And there is a water, a world, that's solid, the material world that doesn't change, that is solid, and it's represented by ice. And also, I forgot the name, but like the Hebrew words are pretty Binah and Mankut and Safar, the Safari, which is like a type of wind. And all of these elemental forces, it's talking about there is a wind that carries it, is the fire that comes out of a storm, which is water, like out of water the fire was created. So out of the rain, out of the lightning, like the fire was created. And the fire is also the representative of spirit. And it's just like one thing gave birth to the other, and each elemental force, creation in this world has a consciousness, and that consciousness is like a realm in itself that means something for our existence, in our way of living, like with our life. And that's how they used to invoke and manifest through these forces, using these forces for one's, spiritual elevation, enlightenment, or mastery. Like, geez, it's fascinating how there is 72 different combinations of 4 letters, or 72 letters, which are the names of God, and combined within them, then there is all these activations and portals, and fascinating. I just can't believe it. And then yesterday I was listening to the Mandak Chia, the microcosmic orbit, and it's really interesting because they use the how you call that, acupuncture. It's like different areas within the body where you can move the energy within through the breath and through the organs and through the glands, and how all these energy forces also activate one through another. Once one opens, the other one gets fulfilled. Once that is activated and filled, then it activates another. So I feel like they're very related in a whole different way. So that's what I'm like trying to make sense, because I'm definitely learning the basics. Like back in the day, how all these ancient masters used to use alchemy of all these forces, even with invocating the sacred words for them. And not just that, as you're doing that, it represents a level of consciousness, a way of being, an understanding deeper than we, like fluid like water, like a mind that is thinking that also changes, or a specific thought that remains. It's not just the physical world. They're talking about above and below, and they talk about the throne, when you sit in your throne. They're talking about meditation. They're talking about sitting and then like bowing, and it's not just about bowing, it's just like going inwards. It's just the highest way to acknowledge and revert to a higher source. Like all these different entangled meanings of what is been passed down for so many generations, you know. It's ultimately like a puzzle that I am going through, and honestly it's a little bit like I feel like I'm still in the process of the, like in my practices I like studying and like having the theory, but then I will practice until I master it and until I'm able to fully understand what I'm reading. Like the mantic chia, you know, harnessing the energy. I will harness my energy until I master that part of the book, and then move on to the next, and then continue mastering that way, and then move on to the next, and then keep mastering that way. And with this, what I'm learning of Sefer Yetzirah, it's just like an overload of information with names and you know, talking about angels, the realm of the angels, the realms of why are we human, why humans were created even, you know. And they said on the book today that it's because we are the transformers, pretty much the alchemists of the negative forces. The humans were created to be able to download and decode and receive certain energies, but to transform them, and there is all this different hierarchy of consciousness, you know, like the angels and seraphims, and all this how you call it, other levels. Those levels are kind of stuck. They don't have the capacity that we have to receive new information and to overcome it even. So it was so beautiful, something that I said, that the more we connect with God, we can be even closer to the seraphims themselves, because them as angels or as energetic beings that are in that realm, they have a mission and a purpose, and their mission and their purpose is to do, you know, and all of the angels, they have their own individual missions. They can't, so they don't know any other information but their own. And we as humans, we do have a lot more information than many other realms, so we are able to transcend the layers and the levels that even archangels and angels are. Oh my gosh. And that's also something like reason why I'm here, you know, because sometimes I forget my purpose, sometimes I forget my mission, sometimes I forget that we are special, you know, and the fact that we can be beyond an angel, and to know that we do have a purpose, that we do have a mission, and it's so unique. Nobody else has a purpose than you. Nobody else has information like you do. So it's kind of like our mission, you know, to spread and share that. I don't think a lot of people know about heaven on earth, but with what I know is within us. With what I know is all a representation of the heavens, of, you know, Mother Earth, of also interrelated. It's internal and external, both. It's heaven, it is in the sky, but it's also in our mind, because ultimately if everything in this reality is a holographic version of our own consciousness, and we're all manifesting and projecting what we see, then that's it, you know, like all comes from within. The heaven, if you want to manifest your heaven, then we have to manifest that feeling of heaven within, beyond. I like taking a shortcut, so I'm taking my shortcut. And how we can continue reflecting the blend, you know, we as human are a vessel of divine consciousness, and this world has taught us to be so separated and ripped away from the purpose and source that we're all meant to be living, that to be experiencing both planes at the same time like I am, because that's what I have chosen, because I want meaning in my life. I don't just want to be a mother. I don't just want to work. I don't just want to, wait the days away. No, I want to elevate. I want to transcend. I want to know more. I want to experience more. And the way that I do that is by interconnecting all this information with my present moment. How do I embrace God's consciousness in my present moment? And how do I interconnect all these different dots of traditions, from the shamanism, from Taoism, from the Veda, the India, Sanskrit, all these like curtains, all the medicine, anatomy, but also like acupuncture, like Chinese medicine, also the martial arts. How do I entangle motherhood, being in a relationship, all these things? I feel like I'm withdrawing and drifting away from my spiritual practice, just to connect deeper into the material and embed the material with the consciousness that I collected from my own inner journeys and from my own experiences with heaven, because heaven and all that love, unconditional love, is within. And also, like, being honest, like motherhood and being a parent is really hard. They really do challenge you to decrease, like that's the real, how you present your real knowledge. That's how you practice everything you became. And to be honest, to me, like, there is no greater spiritual transcendental experience than having a family. And a family is going to rectify you, and it's going to help you navigate those areas that you still being able to transcend. And that's the beauty of it, like that's why we're meant to be also humble and learn from the rest. And there is some things, that right now are collapsing, like control, like fears, like all its other era del caldo stone age mentalities and thinkings, of certain things that are supposed to be certain way. And it's like right now I'm being placed on a way where I'm like on this work, but their policies have been done for 150 years and they haven't kept that way. Oh my god, and it's no longer that way. Like, things don't necessarily have to be that way anymore. Like, I'm glad it's been functioning to a certain degree, but right now where we're at is like bringing the change and the transformation into all these systems that have been that certain way for so long. And it's okay. Like, we're the ones who are meant to do it, and I'm excited for it. I'm excited for all of us to put a little piece of the puzzle for this greater shift that we're all co-creating. So I don't know if what I said today had anything like made sense, but I know it did to me. I'm still just decompressing. That's what I'm trying to do, just like do these little videos after my work, because I'm studying, obviously. And I'm gonna go have fun with my kiddos, just rest some, and like try to lighten up your day, try to send some either inspiration or something funny, or just like continue creating a mood, because I know I've been like really deep in like some depressive or grieving or hurt too. The I know what it is to be that way, so I've done everything I can to transcend that and to be a light instead of holding the heaviness of things, like in the weight of what we're all experiences. I know everything, if you focus in whatever chaos is happening, the world is in chaos. So I'm trying to focus in where we're heading. I'm trying to focus where we're going. I'm trying to focus into how to continue bridging where we're going, who we were, where we are, and where we're going, and how we want it, like we're all co-creators. So yeah, if you have questions and you guys want me to like put some links of the things that I'm listening to, I'd be happy to, because I freaking love what I'm listening to while I'm working. And yeah, have an amazing day of your, how you call it, yeah, today's Sunday. Summer. It's summer. So have a magical day. Bye.